guys, welcome back. Today we are doing our little March recap of life in the city. I have my coffee as always. I am quite exhausted today, so this is definitely a must have right now. Although I barely ran out of oat milk, so I didn't have quite enough to do the amount of oat milk I normally do in my lattes. So it's just slightly stronger today, taste wise, but it's okay. It's still good and it's going to help us revive ourselves. So if you missed my last video where I did this, this is only the second one that I've done. I did one for February and it's basically just a recap of my life in the past month and kind of just what we did around the city in the past month. That was really fun. And it's basically just a way for me to highlight the fun things about city life, because city life is something that me and AJ have both always wanted to experience, and so we finally get to. We're finally in our city life era, so I feel like these videos are just a fun way to highlight the best things about that and also give other people inspiration for city life themselves, I guess. I live in Portland, as you can see in my sweatshirt. I'm pretty sure I wore this in the February one too. And then I was wearing it today when I was just I just happened to be wearing it when I was going to film this video today. And then I was like, wait, that's kind of a fun thing to wear in each of these videos so that people who are new can see I'm from Portland, in case I don't mention it for whatever reason. But yes, I am in Portland right now. That's where we live. And so some of this stuff will be specific to Portland or just the PNW area, if it's a PNW chain that I mentioned or something. But some of it will just be general events that happen in the city that a lot of other cities around the country probably do as well, or something similar to those things. So it's kind of a mix of if you're interested in the Portland / PNW area, and or if you're just interested in the city life in general. I'm currently sitting on our balcony. It's a bit chilly today. I think it was last time too. I remember being bundled up in a blanket, but it's been a whole month. It's early April now when I'm filming this, and it's still freaking cold. It's crazy. I thought it was going to be warming up by now, but it's not really. I mean, it's warmer than it was, but it's still in the 50s right now. It's still a little bit too cold to be on the balcony, but I like these vibes, so I'm just sucking it up and I'm going to be on the balcony for this video. So the way that we start these recaps is we do a little overview of the new coffee shops and new restaurants that we tried this month, how many, and kind of just the highlights. And then I also will talk about the books that I read this month, because I am officially a big reader. So that's kind of the overview, and then I'll kind of go day by day and just highlight some of the biggest stuff we did this month. One of the things we really like to prioritize though with our city life is trying new restaurants and new coffee shops. That's something that we're very fortunate to have here in Portland, is everything is local. It's hard to find a chain, at least in the city, which is cool because where we came from, it was all chains. So it's really cool to have a bunch of local places to try, but it's also a bit overwhelming because it's there's so many that we want to try. And unfortunately, we're not rich, so we can't be going out to eat for every meal. So we kind of have to space out our going out to eat dates. But when we do, we like to try a new place every time, just to check off as many as we can while we're here. We did pretty good this month. We hit 3 new coffee shops. The first one being one called Dead Stock Coffee, which is in, I'm pretty sure it's technically Old Town, but it's kind of near the Pearl District too, where we live. But it's technically in Old Town, I think. This one is, I think, pretty famous because it's got a lot of really good reviews, and it's something that is kind of a niche reference, so you might not know if you're not a really diehard fan and you've seen all my videos. But in December, I was talking about a gift I was getting for AJ for Christmas, and I basically created this Portland bucket list of stuff we want to do while we're here. And one of the things on there was go to Dead Stock Coffee. A lot of the stuff I put on there, I found on pages online that were saying these are must do things in Portland. So I guess it's a big deal. I think, but it was very good. So I understand the hype. It was very yummy. A little secret, I am planning on doing a visiting every coffee shop in Portland because I'm crazy video. I'm currently working on it. It's going to be a few different parts depending on the region. So there should be one coming soon. So I don't want to dive into too much detail in this video and spoil everything. But that one was really yummy and I do understand the hype. Then the other 2 we tried were Snow Bunny Cafe and Cafe United. Cafe United is also in the Old Town area, and that one was Very nice. It was cute vibes, and they let us bring Suki, our dog, in, which was really cool. A great training opportunity for her because she's kind of crazy. And the coffee was good. Snow Bunny is like super far north in the Pearl District, and that one was so cute. We really liked it. It was a bit pricey, but like worth the price because the coffee was really yummy. We got one of their food items that was also really yummy, and the vibes were just super cute. They were also dog friendly, but we didn't have Suki with us. But yeah, that one was like really, really cute and we really loved it. So we definitely want to go back. It was also good enough that we added it to our list of things of like when we have guests come in to visit us, we have to take them to these places. Like Snow Bunny was so good that we added it to that list. So that really tells you something. Then in terms of the restaurants we tried, I put 3 to 5 because we tried 3 actual restaurants, but then we also tried 2 different bars that also serve food, but like we only went there for drinks. And one of the bars is a McMinimans, which is like a huge chain around here, but like each location's slightly different. And it was a McMinimans we hadn't been to before. So it's kind of like it was new, but we've been to other McMinimans before. And then the other one was just like a bar. So like we didn't try any new food, but 3 to 5 ish. One was a food cart that had Asian food and it was really good. And their portions were so huge. We each got 2 meals out of ours. So that one was great. It's called Huali House. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it was really yummy. I don't know if they have multiple locations or if they move their cart around. I'm not really sure, but it is a food cart. It was very yummy. Food carts are very big here in Portland. Then the next place we tried was Grassa. Oh my gosh. This place, it's an Italian place. It's got pastas, maybe pizza, but mainly pasta, I think is what they're known for. And it is so good. We like want to go back, but like I said, we have this thing where we feel like we need to try new places every time we go out because we want to hit all the different places here. So it's kind of like, it's so hard because we want to go back, but we also want to try new places. But it was so yummy. I am a huge, huge pasta fan too. And it was just, oh, it was so good. And it wasn't too pricey, especially because we purposely didn't order the more pricey dishes, but like for the quality and like the vibes, it was not that bad in terms of price. Then the last restaurant we tried was Momoyama. It's a sushi place, and that place was also delicious. We are also huge sushi fans. We had this on our list for a little while because we'd walked past it before and it looked yummy and it had good reviews online, but we were always hesitant to try it because it looked a little expensive. But we actually ended up, I think with tip, we spent $60 on sushi for both of us, which for sushi is really good. The reason that's like expensive to us is because one of our go-to sushi places here, we'll spend like $30 because it's super cheap sushi, but it's like it's definitely not as good as Momoyama, but it's cheap, so that's why we like it. So that's why like Momoyama definitely looked more expensive to us, but the sushi was so yummy and they had such cool like signature rolls that it was definitely worth the price and it was definitely cheaper than we were expecting it to be. Like $60 for sushi for 2 people is not that bad. So definitely recommend that place. It was really yummy if you like sushi. Shout out to their spicy tuna crispy rice. So good. And then the 2 bars we tried, like I said, one was a McMinimans. It's McMinimans Market Street. It's over by PSU, the university in downtown Portland. And it was just like any other McMinimans. We only got drinks, so I don't really have much to say about that one. And then the other bar we tried was the Green Room. This one was definitely a little bit bougier. The drinks were more expensive than we realized, but we got lucky and ended up there at happy hour. So we were able to get like $10 drinks, which, yes, that's their happy hour price, which tells you how expensive it is. But we were able to get $10 cocktails, which is good because that's kind of like the standard price at other bars when it's not happy hour. So it was cute though. Fun vibes, just a little expensive. And that does it for coffee shops and restaurants. So then I'll just quickly talk about the books I read before I go into like the details of stuff we did this month. I finished 2 books this month. I feel like that's probably going to be a pretty big trend. Like every month I'll probably finish about 2 books because that's kind of like the pace that I read at. And I only really read right before bed. So I don't really like spend a lot of time during the day reading. The first book I finished was Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna, and I actually mentioned this in my February video because I had just started it at the end of the month. It was really sweet. It was just about these 2 different women who kind of live very different life paths, but were best friends the whole time, and it was just like you basically got to see their entire lives because it started from when they were teenagers and then up until they were adults with children and stuff. So it was a really sweet book if you like a book with strong female lead characters and like the female friendship and bond. Like it was really sweet. And it was also cool because it showed two very different paths that a woman can take, like the traditional one of like having a family and just being a stay-at-home mom, and then chasing like your dream career and like finding huge success in your career. So it was cool because you kind of got to see those two like kind of polar opposite paths that a woman can take. I give it a 5 out of 5. It was really cool. There's actually a Netflix show that I want to watch now that I finished the book, but I haven't gotten around to watching it yet, but I think I'll watch it. And then after that, I read The Only Woman in the Room by Marie Benedict. And it's funny because I just chose this one because I wanted to read a book, but I didn't have any on my Kindle. And it was one of those like free Prime ones. Like it comes free with Amazon Prime. And I just like read a synopsis and downloaded it because it sounded interesting. It is a historical fiction book about a real, true woman, historical figure during all the Nazi Germany stuff. So it is a bit of a sensitive topic, just a warning for anyone who's considering reading it. But it was really interesting. It was like about her potentially like game changing contributions to like war technology, and why that was difficult for her because she's a woman. So, very interesting book. Also, kind of really annoying because, ugh, history, right? Anyway, I don't want to spoil anything, but that was also a very good book. So, highly recommend both of them. I haven't started my next book yet, but I'm going to read the new Hunger Games book that just came out. It's another prequel about Haymitch's Hunger Games, and I am a massive Hunger Games fan. Like, I love it so much. And I remember when she announced her first prequel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I remember like hoping it was going to be about Haymitch and his Hunger Games. I had always said that I wanted to hear that story, and then it wasn't about that. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But this one is. So I'm really excited to read that. I just have to get the book and actually start reading it. So that's a summary of my books this month. And now moving into the actual events that took place. Starting off the month right on March 1st, we did a little weekend getaway to Mount Hood Village. Mount Hood is a big mountain in the Portland, Oregon area. It's like an 45 minutes to an hour from the city, or at least from where we are in the city. It's kind of like the Mount Rainier of Oregon, if you know Mount Rainier in Washington. So it's this really big mountain. Skiing is huge there. They literally do skiing year round, which is crazy. Like that's how much snow is there all the time. And we had been wanting to go because it is like the Portland, Oregon staple, and we've never been. So we did a little weekend getaway there. We stayed in the little cabin in Mount Hood Village with our dog. We brought her too. And it was such a sweet, like wholesome weekend. It was so fun just like getting to have a relaxing vacation. AJ and I kind of joke about this, but like we never have relaxing vacations because we're always going to like new cities and stuff and wanting to like fit in as much as we can in the time that we're there. So we're always like running around and never have a second to breathe. So this was a very nice change of pace because we were just in a cabin in the, not in the mountains, but near the mountains. And like we didn't have a lot that we wanted to do. We just kind of wanted to see snow with Suki. Like that was our main goal, to see her reaction to snow, do some hikes, see Mount Hood. Like we didn't have a huge packed itinerary. So it was a really fun vacation. On the first day, we were driving out there first, and then we kind of just drove around looking for like cool lookout spots, and we just like stumbled upon the base of Mount Hood. We went to Timberline Lodge, which is a huge skiing resort place, but it's right at the base of Mount Hood, which somehow we didn't realize. We knew it was like near Mount Hood, but we didn't realize it was like literally right at the base of the mountain. And it was incredible, especially we're Floridians coming from Florida. Like the size of the mountains over here are insane, and we're still not used to it. I don't think we ever will be. And so just like driving up to Timberline Lodge, like, yeah, maybe we'll see some snow up here. And then pulling up and seeing that was incredible. Like it was just so beautiful. Obviously the pictures never do it justice. It was so much bigger and more grand in person, but I feel like the pictures turned out pretty good. So you can get an idea that it was very beautiful. And it was like the perfect weather because there was so much snow, but it wasn't snowing. It was like sunny. It was really nice. And we just like stumbled upon that the first day that we were out there, which was crazy. And we're so happy we went because the next day the weather was a lot worse. So we're really happy that we just happened to stumble upon that viewpoint the first day that we were there because the weather was so nice. And then the rest of that day, we didn't really do much out and about since that was like kind of our travel day. We just kind of stayed in the cabin, and we wanted to do like a cozy night in our little cabin. So we made like some snacks at home, like a snacky dinner is what we call it. That's what my family always called it growing up, and we would do them every once in a while. And so that's what we call it now. We did like pigs in a blanket and some chips with spinach artichoke dip, I think, and some fruit, just like little snacks to munch on. And we had those snacks while we watched like TV or a movie or something. I kind of forget what we watched. And yeah, we just had like a cozy night in. Suki was cuddling with us on the couch. It was very sweet and wholesome. And then the next day is when we wanted to like actually do some of our hiking because this was our only full day there. So that was March 2nd. But like I said, the weather was a lot worse that day. So we're really glad we made it up to Mount Hood and Timberland Lodge that day before because when we were there, we were like, we have to come back tomorrow because we weren't really prepared. We didn't bring like our big coats and stuff because we weren't expecting to go there that day. So we weren't there for very long because it was a little chilly. So we just kind of like took some photos, took in the view and then left. We were like, we have to come back tomorrow. But then when we went back the next day, it was snowing a lot and it was freezing. And even though we had all of our coats and like the proper equipment, we were very cold, so we didn't stay very long then either. Also, the view was like not as good. You couldn't see much because it was so like snowy and foggy. And also, I don't recommend this, but we didn't have chains on our car and we did not have a four-wheel drive because it was a rental. So we also were being very careful about the roads because driving up there, if it's snowing, can be very dangerous if you don't have the right equipment. And we did not. But we were being smart about it. Like as we were driving up, it wasn't snowing. It was fine. The roads were fully clear because it was the morning too. It's like the day had just started. But then once we got to the very top, that's where it was snowing. So we didn't stay very long. We stayed for a little bit, stood in the snow. Suki didn't like it very much. And then we left and went back down before the snow got too bad. So yeah, we didn't really get to spend much time there. Would love to go back.
What do you think? It's crazy, isn't it? It's so fluffy. She keeps shaking.
Oh, no.
But after that, we did find a place a lot lower, so it wasn't so snowy and crazy, but still had a lot of snow on the ground. And we did a little hike there. It was so cute, like so beautiful, like movie moment. We hiked through the snow and through the woods with our dog. It was so cute. I think she had a lot of fun. She really liked like sniffing around in the woods. And I don't know if she liked the snow that much or if she just didn't really care for it. She seemed to really just like the hike overall, which isn't surprising because she's a dog. I don't know like how much the snow had an impact on that, but it was really cute for us to watch and we got cute photos and stuff, so super fun.
Do you like it, Suki? Little hike in the snow?
This is perfect. This is what I was doing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The railing is so low because of how much snow there is.
And that hike was government camp. I don't know if that's the name of the hike or just the area it was in, but it was around there. There's lots of snow on the ground, but it wasn't like it actively snowed like a little bit, but not much. So it was a nice hike. And then later that day, we went and got coffee at this place called Country Coffee. It was one of those like drive-through coffee shops so that like they don't even have an inside. You just drive through and get your coffee out the window. So that was easy to do with Suki. And also we just like love little coffee shops like that. And again, this was like one of those local ones that we don't have around here. So of course we wanted to try. I think we each got like a, what was it called? Do I have a photo of the menu? I can't remember what they were called, but we got like some of those like slushy, like kind of like their version of Starbucks Frappuccinos. So those were really yummy. And then later that night, we just had another chill night in the cabin. We got takeout dinner from a restaurant around there. I also forgot what it was called, but it was like right near our cabin, and we got some takeout dinner there, ate it in our cabin, had another cozy night in, played some board games. It was just really cute and wholesome.
Are you dancing with your dad? Father-daughter dance. Oh.
And then the next day was when we left. We didn't really do much that day. Oh, we did. On the way back, we did get Chick-fil-A for lunch and Dairy Queen for dessert, because one thing, like I mentioned about living in Portland, is there's like no chains in the city and we don't have a car. which was a choice that we made intentionally. We didn't want a car. But because of that, obviously we just stay in the city and use public transit or walk to places nearby. But that means we can't really easily go to the suburbs if we do want any of the chains. So we like never get the chains that we love, like Chick-fil-A, which we love Chick-fil-A. So yeah, it was funny. It was like while we were out in the suburbs, or like way out, like in the rural areas, we were like, we are getting Chick-fil-A. So that was the first 3 days of March. It was a great way to kick off the month. About a week later, on March 8th, we went to the waterfront market slash park with Suki. Portland is divided into East and West Portland by a river that goes like right between them. And I'm assuming it's like this on both sides, but on the west side at least, there's a park right at the river, and they call it the waterfront park, and they have a market there this time of year. It just started up a few weeks ago, and it's like every Saturday for a while, I think. And we wanted to try taking Suki there, so we did. We didn't really go to the actual market. We kind of just walked like near it, but obviously markets are pretty busy. And for those who don't know, Suki's a little bit crazy, and we're still working on training her. So we didn't go like into the market, but we went near it. And then we went to the actual park, and she did so good. It was a great training opportunity for her because there were so many people and other dogs around. And it was also just like a really nice day. The weather was really beautiful and the sun was out. So it was just like a fun little weekend. And it's something we want to start doing more regularly as the weather gets nicer, because it's just a great training opportunity for Suki. Then March 15th, we did a little St. Patrick's Day celebration with our friends, because obviously St. Patrick's Day was March 17th, which was a Monday. So we all got together on the 15th, which was a Saturday, to celebrate. We were hoping to find bars that were doing like St. Patrick's Day specials, but there wasn't much going around. I think there were some like places that were like highlighting some of their beers, but like I don't like beer, so it didn't really affect me. But yeah, that was actually the day that we went to that McMinimans and that place called the Green Room. It was for St. Patrick's Day. And then after those two, we went to this bar that we've been to several times called Momo. It's in downtown Portland, and we like it because it's a cheap like dive bar, but it's like good vibes. It's not like a crappy like sketchy dive bar. It's a very nice, good vibes dive bar, and the drinks are much cheaper than like everywhere else in Portland. So we like that place a lot. So we ended the night there. Then a few days later, I'll just briefly go over this because I already have another video about it. But March 18th, I did my first thrift flip ever, which was really exciting because I wanted to do one for so long. I'm currently working on making over the tiny entryway space in our apartment because it's a disaster right now, and I hate the system we have. It's like not even a system. So I'm making it over, and I'm doing it on a budget, trying to do it as cheap as I can. So I'm getting like old pieces of furniture off Facebook Marketplace and making them over, and then I'm going to put it all together. So that's something I'm actively working on. I'm almost done. I will have 3 videos total about it. Only the first one is up right now, the first thrift flip I've ever done. But that was a lot of fun, and I like the results. So I just wanted to highlight that here. But if you want to see the whole video, I do have it on my channel. Then a few days later, on March 21st, AJ surprised me and took me to a Thorns game. The Thorns is the women's soccer team here in Portland. For whatever reason, soccer is huge here, not football. We don't have a football team, but we do have a men's and women's soccer team. And the stadium is huge. It's like a big thing here. Everyone goes to the soccer games. I'm not sure why, but it's fun. We've never really done that before. The only soccer games we've been to have been here. And so AJ surprised me, and we went to see the Thorns because we had seen the Timbers. Is that what they're called? Yes, the Timbers is the men's team. We had seen them before. Wait, is that what they're? Yes, that's what they're called. I'm still new here. We had seen the Timbers before, but we'd never seen the Thorns. So AJ surprised me with tickets to a Thorns game, and it was a lot of fun. It was raining the entire time, but like it was light rain, so it was fine, and we had our coats and we didn't really get that wet. But it was really fun, and it was cool to support women's athletes because I feel like everyone always goes to men's games, but no one goes to women's games. We didn't win, but we did tie, so it wasn't a total L. And then a few days later, on March 24th, I just wrote down that there was beautiful weather and we chilled on the balcony for a bit, which again, not like a huge event, but it was just a highlight because the weather has been so back and forth lately. Like today it's sunny, but like the past few weeks it's mostly been rainy and cloudy and disgusting. Like you would think we're in the middle of winter again, even though it's literally April. Like I don't know what's going on. This is my first winter here, so I don't really know if this is normal or not. I guess I'm assuming it probably is because that's why everyone complains about the weather during the winter here. But I'm like, isn't it supposed to be spring? But yeah, that particular day was really nice out. We relaxed on the balcony for like a while because it wasn't too cold. Like we didn't get cold really quick and have to go inside. We just took like a cute selfie that I like love so much because it's just like my dream, like sitting on the balcony with my little family, with my dog and my husband and then beautiful weather in the city. Like it was just so cute and just one of those like pinch me moments where I'm like, dang, I'm living my dream right now. And then the last thing I have written down is on March 29th. This was actually the day that we took Suki to that coffee shop I mentioned, Cafe United, the one in Old Town. We actually took her there because we were going to the waterfront park slash market again to try and do more of that training. But we stopped by Cafe United to get coffee. We were just gonna like grab it and go, but then the guy inside saw me come in and saw AJ and Suki walk away, and he was like, "No, bring her in, bring her in. We're dog friendly." So that's why we ended up bringing her in, and then we ended up sitting there and drinking our coffee and kind of using that time as a training opportunity for her. And she did really well. It was a great experience for her. But as a result, she was like very mentally exhausted and like a little bit worked up at the end of it. So when we ended up going to the waterfront park after that, it was too much for her and we had to just turn around and go home. But it's okay. That's the journey of training your dog. You have to recognize those signs and not push them too much. So we didn't end up getting a successful waterfront park training day out of that, but the coffee shop was a good experience for her as well. And that's everything I've written down for the month of March. It was such a fun month. I feel like there are a lot of highlights this month, and I'm happy that I decided to start making these videos to kind of document those moments for myself, but also to share recommendations around the city if anyone watching ever finds themselves in this area. Highly recommend Mount Hood. If you take anything away from this video, you have to go to Mount Hood and you have to go to the Timberline Lodge. We've heard great things about the actual lodge itself, but obviously we didn't go inside it because we had Suki with us. But everyone says it's a really cute, cozy lounge. They have great hot chocolate, supposedly. So definitely a must visit if you're here. And that's everything for the month of March. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was fun and entertaining if you just like hearing about the city life. But if you're in this area, I hope you got some good recommendations. All right, it's pretty cold out here, so I need to go inside, but I will see you guys again soon.